So the mining industry continues to struggle and faces multiple headwinds, including high computing costs, trade war fears, and energy issues. The Bitcoin mining hash price, a miner's daily revenue per unit of hash power expended to mine blocks, has remained constant at around $48 per petahash per second, despite a slight 1.4% uptick in Bitcoin's difficulty. Data from CoinWars shows that Bitcoin difficulty climbed to 113.76 trillion at block 889,081 on March 23rd, up from the 112 trillion difficulty in the previous epoch. According to the Miner Mag, a hash price below $50 places financial stress on miners running older hardware, like me, such as the Antminer S19 XP and S19 Pro. Dear Lord, it's been stressful, by the way, as some of you probably know. The older hardware, coupled with declining network transaction fees, risks pushing some miners into unprofitable territory, forcing them to turn off their hardware until they upgrade their application-specific integrated circuits or network conditions change. Mining firms have been struggling since April 2024 Bitcoin halving, which slashed the block subsidy to 3.125 Bitcoin per block mine, generally increasing network difficulty, and the recent downturn in crypto markets due to macroeconomic uncertainty. Research from financial services firm JP Morgan shows that publicly listed Bitcoin mining companies collectively lost 22% of their share value in February of 2025. Even miners who diversified operations into artificial intelligence and high-performance computing data centers to shore up revenue lost through mining activities are facing financial pressures, the JP Morgan report found. The financial services firm pointed to the release of DeepSeek R1, an open-source AI model trained at a fraction of the cost of leading models, yet performing on par with closed-source alternatives as source of strain on large AI data centers. It's more than just that, though, because in reality, a majority of the AI is already in the big three, right? It's the Twitters, it's the Google, it's the Microsoft, and it's the Amazon. And by and large, all of those companies have their own infrastructure. They're not renting AI infrastructure from other individuals. And the scope at which Bitcoin mining utilizes power, and to maintain those power purchase agreements, needing to run that AI hardware all the time and maintain all those jobs, there's way too much needed to stay online for them to make up that with basically AI. It's not going to happen. You're not going to have that high of a demand, especially when all of the AI craze and the work being done for AI is being done by people who can afford their own damn GPU data centers. So that's not a surprise at all. It's not because of DeepSeek R1. It's because of all of them. Grok, Twitter has their own data center. ChatGPT has their own data center. Google has their own data center. Amazon has their own data centers. You're not going to, you have to get smaller clients, and those smaller clients aren't going to be at the power level needed to keep the cost of the power low. That's just how it is. I don't even know why I've been talking about this forever. It's very frustrating, but this whole AI narrative for miners to move into AI is just it's not real. It's not real. It's a thing that you put to get investors. And I'm sorry, but board members and investors are idiots, and they're ruining the country. Because they do things purely for profit without understanding what's actually happening. You have a bunch of idiots that don't know what they're talking about, making decisions about things they have no idea how they actually work, and they can't actually look at what the market wants in reality. The same thing's happening in video games right now. We see this across the board. They're like, let's come out with an open world that you can do anything you want in, and then we're just going to throw in a bunch of uninspired content to make it look like there's a bunch of shit to do that nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to do all the stupid shit in Assassin's Creed anymore. But because it looks like, oh, the board members are like, oh, if we do this, then people will buy this. And because they want to get to the end game, and because they're so fucking bored from playing the regular shit that has nothing to do with, that has no fun in it, they'll pay us and then they'll do it. And that's what they think is going to be good. And it's not. But the same thing's happening with AI and crypto right now. It's like slap AI on everything and that's going to make the investors happy, when in reality, it's just not what the market wants at all. It just isn't what the market wants. And it's so frustrating that when we read the narratives, they're like, it's because of DeepSeek R1. No, DeepSeek R1 still used GPUs. It did. It just used AMD GPUs. No, this is dumb. All right, rant over. A steadily rising network hash rate, which is the sum total computing power in the Bitcoin network, is also creating increased competition among miners who must expend greater computing resources to remain profitable. Fears of a prolonged trade war between the United States and Canada, alongside constant tariff headlines, have put miners on edge. Threat from Canadian officials is to levy tariffs on energy exports to the United States to place even more pressure on the already struggling industry. So there you go. I mean, like, the best news for everyone participating in Bitcoin mining would be if a couple of the public companies went under and the competition sparked back up. Do I think that will happen? No. It's getting to the point to where I think it's too big to fail and the ties to the power grid are too high. At the end of the day, like, I would assume, like, some of these big public mining companies are working directly with energy companies and they need that power to be being utilized. I'm sure the power companies will give them cuts and breaks on cost of power, etc., right? Is Grok running on Quant? I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.